Did you know that Disney use a total of 14 separate firework launching sites at the Magic Kingdom? Well, in this video I'm going to guide you around the location of these firing sites and explain their use. So with the help of Google Earth, let's fly down to Main Street, USA and head straight to Cinderella's castle. The castle itself is the first firework firing site. Now, only small fireworks are fired from the castle due to its close proximity to spectators. The fireworks fired from the castle typically include comets, mines, and gerbs or fountains. The next two firing locations are in Fantasyland. They're situated just behind and to either side of the castle, on the roofs of the buildings that house Mickey's PhilharMagic to the west and the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh to the east. From this aerial vantage point, the launch racks can be seen, 5 on each roof, with blue protective covers when they're not in use. These roofs are also where the moving head lighting effects are situated, which send beams of light into the sky during the fireworks shows. These shafts of light are enhanced by the pyrotechnic smoke produced by the fireworks from the rooftops, and also further enhanced by smoke machines in Cinderella's castle, which pump smoke into the sky prior to the fireworks shows to ensure that the beams of light are visible before any fireworks are launched. Now obviously, launching fireworks from rooftops presents a number of safety challenges, not least of all the risk of fallout and burning debris from the fireworks. That's why the area immediately behind Cinderella's castle, around Prince Charming's regal carousel, is closed during fireworks shows. This minimises the likelihood of debris from the rooftop fireworks landing on people. But what about the buildings themselves? Well, interestingly, these two rooftops have sprinkler systems built into them. These douse the roofs and exteriors of the building with water as a safety precaution to prevent any burning debris from setting the buildings alight. That's why if you visit Fantasyland right after a fireworks show, you may notice the ground being unusually wet, despite it not having rained. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the types of firework effects launched from these positions. Primarily, these consist of comets, pearls, mines and crossettes, which are launched from these positions either vertically, in fan formations, or crossing over the castle. But what about the really big fireworks or shells that you see in the nighttime fireworks spectaculars of the Magic Kingdom? Whilst these may appear to be directly behind the castle, they're actually fired from a site nearly half a kilometre north of the castle. Here's an extract from Happily Ever After as viewed from Main Street, USA, and for comparison from the Contemporary Resort. Notice the distance between the castle and where the large shells are launching from. So why is this launch site situated so far behind the castle? Well, these are where the largest shells in each show launch from. Some of these may be 10 to 12 inches in diameter. As such, they require a far larger safety and fallout area than the smaller fireworks closer to the castle. Now, whilst there is a road, the Floridian Way, running adjacent to this site, there's no pedestrian access to this compound, making this an ideal site for the very largest shells fired at Magic Kingdom. Within this compound are the shell launchers themselves, storage containers and a small control booth. During fireworks shows, this is manned by a pyrotechnician who has a clear view of the launchers and a dead man switch. This can be used to prevent any further shells being fired from the site in the event of an emergency. So those are the 4 main firing sites in use during every nighttime fireworks show at the Magic Kingdom. But wait, there's more. For special occasions, Disney add in additional perimeter fireworks. Now there are 2 configurations for perimeter fireworks at the Magic Kingdom. The first is known as the 180 configuration. This configuration is used for fireworks shows during events such as Magic Kingdom Party Nights and Halloween. For this configuration, 6 additional perimeter firing sites are used. 3 clockwise to the east of the main shell compound and 3 anti-clockwise to the west. Let's take a closer look at these perimeter sites. Starting at the main shell compound half a kilometre behind the castle and flying east, all 3 perimeter sites on this side are situated on World Drive. Here's the first location. As you can see, it's a small cage situated between World Drive and the monorail. The second location is a little further down along World Drive, again by the monorail, just behind Tron. The third location is further along still, but this one's situated the opposite side of the road and right behind Space Mountain. Let's fly back to the main shell site and take a look at the 3 perimeter sites on the opposite side. The first is in a secluded spot by the water, which is reached via an access road off Floridian Way. The second perimeter firing site on the west side is located adjacent to the service canal which links the Rivers of America to the Seven Seas Lagoon. The third perimeter firing site is located further along this waterway, nestled within the trees and adjacent to where the electric water parade floats are moored. All 6 perimeter sites fire the same firework shells in unison, and these 6 sites form an arc spanning from Splash Mountain in the west to Space Mountain in the east. When standing in the hub or on Main Street USA, this gives spectators a wide 180-degree field of fireworks, hence the name of this configuration, 180. But Disney doesn't stop there. For extra special occasions like the 4th of July and New Year's Eve, a further 4 additional perimeter firing sites are added. This is known as the 360 configuration. Let's have a look at those additional perimeter sites. The first is located on the shoreline between the Magic Kingdom bus terminal and the Contemporary Resort. The second is located off Caribbean Way behind the Magic Kingdom monorail station. The third is located off Floridian Way, close to the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. For the 4th additional perimeter site in the 360 configuration, we need to visit the Seven Seas Lagoon, specifically the largest of its 3 islands, Castaway Cay. On this island are a series of shell launchers and a small control booth, whose operation is the same as that of the control booth in the main shell firing site. This island is the largest of all the additional perimeter sites and is known affectionately as the Mirror. Why? Well, because the fireworks launched from this site are designed to mirror the fireworks being launched from the main shell site half a kilometre behind the castle. Let's have a look at all the perimeter sites in action as viewed from the Polynesian Resort. Now let's take a look at all the perimeter sites in action as viewed from Bay Lake Tower. As you can see, the 360 firework launch configuration of the Magic Kingdom is truly spectacular. For more great firework content, please consider subscribing to my channel and enable notifications to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live. Thanks for watching.